Hey guys, thanks for joining me. And if you like what you see, please subscribe. Hello, peoples. Welcome to Sharp Ends. So I have this Aspen 2 from Waxed Wing. Guy named Trevor makes them by hand here in Pennsylvania, I believe. Very, very nice stuff. And this was like 120 bucks. Check out his website. There is absolutely awesome stuff. I just got this chitin, which I posted an unboxing of recently. He sent this along to me for a review, and I'm really thankful that he put this aside for me so that I could review it. He drops every 1 to 2 weeks, but listen, I've been hard carrying this guy, and I believe that it is ABL or 14C28N, which is in the same family. You can see it's just starting to tear right now. So how do I restore that edge? Well, the way that I'm going to restore that edge is I'm going to use this bench stone from WorkSharp. It has 3 different sides to it. Video should pop up here of my full review of this. I think it's one of the best pieces of kit you can get for the money. It's 35 bucks. It's really cheap. And it has 2 diamond plates, one 320. 320 is rougher. And then you have 600. And then you have this nice big ceramic stone. And I will finish it off by stropping. I am not going to go for the full 320 because, I'm not going to go for the full 320 because it's not that rough and I don't need to really reprofile it. Although 320 isn't a reprofile type edge. I'm just going to go ahead and use the 600 on here. And what I'm going to do is with this is I'm going to start here at the choil, the sharpening choil. I'm going to use the 20-degree angle finder, and they actually make more acute angles things, and this helps you find your angle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to very gently, with the amount of like about 5 pounds of pressure, about the amount of pounds of pressure you use for sharpening or for using cutting some butter, warm butter on the counter. I'm going to go across here, and I'm at the end I lift up my elbow. This actually has a rocker mode for those who aren't used to the lifting up your elbow part, but in order to get up to the tip and the rounded part of a blade, you need to lift up your elbow at the end, or this guy is made to turn sideways here to help with that. But really, you just need to get good at lifting your elbow at the end. Once you find this angle and you're locked in here, it should stay the same. The only thing that's changing is that your elbow is raising. Everything else, your wrist, everything else is staying at the same angle. You also want to stop halfway. You don't want to keep going over here because that's how you round off the tip and get rid of that nice sharp tip. So I'm going to do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 7 on this side, and then I'm going to reverse it. Do 7 on this side, and then 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, I'm going to go, 7, 7, 6, 6, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then go to the ceramic side as I do that. So again, I'm just drawing really nicely, and we're going to say that was 3 since I've already done it a couple of times in my demonstration. And while I'm talking here, I usually lose count. So excuse me if I didn't quite do what I just said I do. This is more of a, what do you call it? More of an art than a science, I find, sharpening knives. You'll also notice this has some kind of coating on here. I think it's like a tungsten coating. Correct me if I'm wrong, Trevor, if you're watching this. It's the guy who made this knife. Where did I get this? Well, I got this knife at the Lehigh Valley Knife Show in the spring. I'm going to try to go to the fall. They have 2 shows a year. So if you go to one of those knife shows, maybe we'll see each other. Yeah, I'm sure that was 7. I lost count. It's really nice when a knife has this sharpening choil here, because I can get right up here to the edge to get it nice and sharp. What I do like to do is start a little bit in towards the sharpening choil so that I get that edge. Otherwise, I can miss it. A lot of knives that are made by Bark River, say, do not have the sharpening choil, so you're never able to get the heel of the blade quite sharp as it came from the factory, which I find annoying. So why, and again, I've lost count, so, don't sue me, I'm talking at the same time. Why do some of the knife companies that are bigger, but also American made, not include a sharpening choil? Well, there's an excuse, what I'll call an excuse. The excuse is that this can catch on material. If you're cutting through something, that little choil is not sharp, and it could very easily catch on the material you're trying to cut. Yes, but in practice, that really never happens for me, so I don't really buy it. I rather have the blade sharpened all the way to the heel, and also, once that heel becomes unsharpened without the sharpening choil, then you still have the same problem. That material could catch on whatever you're cutting, on the blade, right? So I don't really buy that. I think it's just an extra step that's a little bit harder, and it when you're making the blade, profiling the blade, whatever that term is, it just takes an extra step. So in a way, the smaller knife makers, like Creeley and TJ Schwartz and Leishan and Trevor over at Waxed Wing, they can kind of do that to differentiate themselves, because I think in general the market for small fixed blades and knives like that in general have spoken and say they do like a sharpening choil, because 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, someone who's spending a little bit of money, this is a $120 knife, wants the option to sharpen their own knife. They know how to do it. They're not going to be sending it back to the factory to be sharpened. They're not taking it to a professional knife sharpener, quote unquote. They would rather just do it themselves. So that's why I think that they do that. Yeah. You'll also notice that this handle is dimpled, and that's pretty cool. Do you see all these? This is hand dimpled, and no, it doesn't hurt the hand. One thing that it does do that I've noticed is that if you have other things in your pocket and you're carrying it as an in-pocket fixed blade rather than on your belt, which is the way he sent it as a appendix carry type fixed blade. But if you transition over to an ulti-clip and you carry it that way, if you have other things in your pocket and you're trying to reach for them, this dimpling can hurt your hand as you reach past it. Now, I have gotten to the point where I'm just doing one pass, one pass, one pass on each side. And this is where the art comes in. I'm kind of feeling the blade and making sure that I don't have anything. And as I do it, I'm going lighter and lighter. And it's just barely going on the surface. I'm just trying to remove any last little nicks and burrs I might have created. And at this point, I'm going to wipe it on my pants here. I'm going to take it to a piece of paper, see if it's rougher or sharper than before. It's actually just a touch sharper now. Yeah, definitely sharper. So now I am going to go here, and again, I'm going to go with a 7. Of course, I skipped the 320. I went straight to the 600. Because when you're fixing up a blade, and sometimes I even skip the diamond, the 320 or the 600 portion, and for some knives, if I've just used it a lot for cutting some rope or whatever, and I'm like, I know I've done a little bit of damage to that edge, to that geometry at the edge of the blade, I'll just take it to the ceramic. I'll just skip all of that and go to that. And sometimes I skip the ceramic and I just go straight to stropping. So, I have a couple of different strops, and I'll show that in a minute. But what I am using these days is actually something called diamond emulsion. I don't use the stuff that comes in the pack. I'm using diamond emulsion made by Gary Creeley. He makes the Mako and other kitchen knives that are all very great. I own several of his knives, another Pennsylvania maker. And again, you, especially on the ceramic, you do not want to be over pressing. You just want to be doing this nice and fine. And of course, I've lost count again. So I'm just doing this by feel as I talk. But he sells a 3-pack, Creeley does, of 1, 3, and 6 diamond emulsion. So that's what I've been using. And I found it to be great. And it's better than the spray stuff, like the other stuff that you can get from other people, like Gunny Juice. This comes in a squeeze, like when you squeeze that top part right there, I find that some of the very expensive diamond emulsion liquid will hit the strop and just roll off, which is really frustrating. It's also made with abrasives like alcohol base and things that will actually damage the leather of your strop. So what Gary's done is he's taken diamond emulsion and he's used as his base or his medium leather treating gel, like a leather treatment. So it actually restores the leather a little bit rather than erodes the leather a little bit. And I find that to be super great. And it has worked really, really well. I've been using it now for a couple of months. I actually got this diamond emulsion from that same Lehigh Valley knife show. It's the only knife show that's close to me. You know, it's like 90 minutes away from me. So it's the one that I go to. The guy from Knife Nerds podcast bought the show, Levon, and he has a great Instagram account. You should definitely follow his stuff. He's definitely proactive in the knife world, making sure that our thoughts and feelings are heard on laws and other things. And that's great. I really enjoy supporting him too by going to the knife show and following him on Instagram. He always has interesting things to say about the knife world. But yeah, I don't get a chance to go to a bunch of conventions. I'm not going to go to Atlanta or even to New York, really, to go to their knife shows. It's just too far away for me. And I've got a lot of responsibilities. This isn't my full-time job. I'm just a dude who likes to collect knives that happens to make videos. And I find that to be fun. And yeah, so I hope to go again to the knife show here in the fall. If you plan on going too, and you'd like to meet me, just DM me. Best way to message me, by the way, in general, is just on Instagram. Get an account, follow me. I'm Sharpends on Instagram. And then you can DM me there. Also, just reaching out to me either in the Patreon app, if you're a Patreon supporter, or leaving a message down below. I also have an email address that's sharpends4279@gmail.com. Welcome to reach me that way as well. All right, so I've come to the end here. Again, I lost count on my things. I should have gone 7, 7, 6, 6, 5, 5, 4, 3, blah, blah, blah. But I just was talking, and I can't do three things at once. I can't sharpen, count, and talk at the same time. All right, is it even sharper? It is even sharper. All right, and now for the final step, using Gary's great emulsion. I'm going to use the rough side, which I believe currently has 6 on it. It has 6, the 6, what is it, particles per million or whatever. And I think I have either 1, yeah, and I have 1 on here, and I'm not currently using 3 on this strop. So yeah. And again, I'm stropping. If you've never stropped, I'm sure you have. You don't push on a strop. You're just going to cut the leather. So you're actually dragging it. And again, I'm using very little pressure, and I'm trying to make sure I do from tip to heel, and I'm coming down like this. So it's a reverse. I'm not on the stone. I was doing heel to tip and pushing, and now I am doing the reverse. I'm going tip to heel, or rather on the stone I was doing heel to tip. And on this, I am now doing tip to heel. And this is the rough side of the leather strop. If you go down below, follow the links down below, I do have a couple of strops under tools I use. All of my Amazon links down below do help the channel. I do get like 30 cents if you buy something off of one of those links. And all that money goes right back into the channel. I lose money on this channel. I lose a lot of money on this channel. Just ask she who must be obeyed. And she will tell you that I lose a lot of money on this channel. To have a nice collection though. But that money goes towards buying new knives, which I usually just give away to my Patreon supporters. And they get to reap the benefits of this channel in a way. Because basically I take in just enough money to almost pay for some of the giveaways I do for them. But what I really I like, it's a form of giving back for me in that I'm trying to support as many small knife makers like Trevor at Waxwing as I can. And so they're helping me purchase knives from these smaller makers, supporting American businesses. And they're supporting me too, and by leaving comments and being, there for me when I want to cry. So if you want to help support this kind of content, just follow the link down below for my Patreon. Again, I have lost count, but again, this is an art, not a science necessarily. You can damage your blade by not paying attention to what you're doing while you're sharpening, but I'm doing this for you, the people. And now I'm going to go to the smooth side and like that. And now you'll notice that this isn't actually pink. like this stuff is here, you can see some of the pink residue over here. Why is that? It's because this gray stuff is actually material from the blade that has been removed through the sharpening process. That diamond emulsion actually removes just a little bit of material, and I'm honing the edge right now. I'm making it so that there's no little leftover burrs, pieces of metal from the sharpening process that were there. And I'm doing it, and I'm getting down finer and finer grit, because I started at 320, and then I went to the, 600, and then I went to the ceramic, which is around 1,000 to 1,500 on the ceramic sharpening wise, and then like the 6 emulsion, the UMI or whatever it's called, that is, you know, another step down. That's like, you know, 3,000. And now that I'm doing this on the fine side with the 1 and the fine leather, it's more like 6,000 or 8,000 grit. So I'm just getting down more and more. And as you go down through that process, what you're doing is you're getting a finer and finer blade edge. So yeah. And it looks like I did a good job, and that I retained the tip of my knife very nicely with the sharpening process. Again, I have lost count, so I'm just going to do 111 a few times. And then we'll see if this is back up to the way I got it from him when I bought it at the Lehigh Valley Knife Show. Let's see. I hit a corner here. That was not. Yeah, right to the tip. Very, very nicely done. Very sharp now. Sticky sharp. This will remove. Yeah, shaves the hair on the back of my hand right off. Get off, nasty hair. So very good. So, you know, I have a KME knife sharpening system too. That is a great system, but you don't need to use that. You can just use this work sharp. And if you maintain your edge, if you, as soon as you notice it's starting to go dull, you do what I just did. Whatever process in the process you need to do it, you can end up having a sharp knife for the for the rest of the time. You know, you don't need to use the KME. Now I use the KME when the knife goes really, really bad, or I want to reprofile it because or it's like a really high-end knife and I want to be really careful. Maybe I'll use the KME, but really I've almost stopped using the KME in general, in favor of using these diamond stones and ceramic stones, excuse me. Thanks so much for joining me. Smash that like button, leave a comment. It really helps the channel. And as always, thank you to my Patreon supporters who get a chance to win a knife every month for $3 just by clicking that link down below to Patreon and supporting this content. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you next time on Sharp Ends. Bye-bye now.